Hello everyone, so this week's video that I've worked on for you is Yin Yoga for your shoulders and neck. So if you've been spending a lot of time seated, and especially at the moment we're not moving very much, so very easy for the shoulders and neck to become sore and stiff, and if there's a lot of time on our phones or on our laptops, that'll do the same thing. And also there's a lot of stress at the moment, there's a lot of fear and anxiety, so often that will come out in the shoulders and the neck as well. So whatever the reason, if you've got some stiff, painful neck and shoulders, maybe after a long day at work, this is the yin practice for you. As always, suitable for beginners as well as the more advanced. And I will say today though, you will need a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, maybe try looking for like a couple of thick books that you have at home, and maybe have a couple of cushions spare as well, so you can make do. But if you do have them, blocks. And for those of you that are new to Yin Yoga is a practice of holding the postures for a longer period of time. And we hold them in a very passive but supported way. So there'll be options to adjust your posture so that it feels just right. And then lots of breathing, lots of letting go, becoming passive and soft. So it's an incredibly calming practice as well. Okay guys, so we are ready to begin. We'll start with an opening Shavasana, so laying down onto your back. So the shoulders and neck may well need a little bit of support here today, so you can get a cushion underneath the back of the head or roll a blanket to just sit under the arch of the neck. You can also place a cushion under the knees and bend the knees a little bit to support the lower back. So closing the eyes once you're comfortable, taking the arms down to the floor. And as we're paying particular attention to the shoulders today, let's just start once the eyes are closed and we're breathing in and out through the nose. Let's just start by pulling the fingertips away from the body and drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe you lift up for a moment and draw those shoulder blades down, and then when they're placed a little lower, we can relax into position. When we tense and hold tension in the shoulders, they ride up towards the ears. So let's just soften that away before we begin to relax. So closed eyes, breathing in and out through the nose, just taking a few moments here to begin to soften and relax the body. Breathing out and letting go. Breathing out and letting go. Shavasana is a very important time for you to transition into your practice. So take this moment to arrive. Begin to arrive with the feeling of the body, the feeling of the breath. Maybe noticing as you feel into the muscles and tissues, if the body is holding on in any way today. And without any pressure, you can begin to invite your body to let go a little each time you breathe out. Feel the body gradually becoming more soft as you breathe, allowing the body to become heavier and sink deeper into the support of the floor. This is all we do for now. Belly rise and fall, so you're drawing the breath all the way down into the belly. Calming the nervous system. Softening the muscles. often we find that the muscles in the shoulders and the neck respond really well to just taking the weight off for a moment. So they don't have to support anything or work or hold anything up. They just get a moment to begin to let go. And I'll often find that tension around the shoulders moves down through the upper arms, down into the upper middle back, up into the jaw. It's just inviting all of these areas to begin to soften now as you breathe. There's no hurry, so no pressure. Just breathing out and allowing your body to let go in its own time and in its own way. If your mind wanders, just gently bringing the attention back to the body. So this is what this Shavasana is here for. Start to bring in an awareness. It's kind of a relaxed focus, an awareness of the body, breath. Really starting to feel into the body, to arrive home with the body. Face is soft, jaw is soft, tongue relaxed. And just enjoying a few more breaths here. Okay, so taking a deep breath in through the nose all the way up to the top. Out through the mouth, taking the arms up above you, stretching out from fingertips to toes throughout the whole of the body, and then releasing that stretch when you're done, rolling slowly over onto your right side and pausing there just for a moment. Arrive again with the feeling of the body, the feeling of the breath. Soften any unneeded tension in those shoulders. Okay, so pressing your palm into the floor, coming up into a seated position, ready to begin. Okay, so coming up into a comfortable seated cross-legged position. Sitting up nice and tall, you can sit up onto your block or cushion if that makes it more easy and comfortable. We're just going to make some circles, some movements with the head and the shoulders before we begin. So although Yin is very still, just want to introduce a little bit of movement to this area just to help warm and ease any tension. So sitting up nice and tall, soften those shoulders away from the ears. And as you maintain the length through the spine, take your chin down towards your chest. And just pause there for a moment, tucking that chin until you feel a little stretch or a lot of stretch down the back of the neck. Soften the shoulders once more, soften the upper arms and the hands, keep the length through the spine. And just breathe into these muscles along the back of the neck, tucking a little deeper if that feels good. So we're going to make some head circles now, taking the head up in either direction, moving quite slowly. We want to be gentle with the neck muscles. Keep the breath in and out through the nose as you move Nice and slowly, round in a circle. When the head goes back, sometimes it's nice to close the mouth, close the jaw, and just take a stretch through the front of the neck as well. And just keep, you really need to get into a habit today. Just keep returning to those shoulders, inviting them to soften, because if they have got into a habit of holding on, they'll keep wanting to slip back into that. So you just keep breathing and softening. We'll make a couple of circles in each direction today. So keep pressing those sitting bones into the floor, sitting up tall, softening shoulders, breathing through the nose. Feeling your breath come and go, feeling your belly rise and fall. Let that breath drop all the way down into the belly. Then when the chin reaches the chest and we're back into that original position, we come back in the opposite direction. Similar pace, so don't be in a hurry to move forwards. Don't be rushing. Just stay in the moment that you're in. Just be here. Acknowledging, noticing all the little details that make up this moment. Careful not to hold the breath, so we keep breathing with the body. Breathing into the muscles, the tissues, as we pay attention to them. I've got a group of kids in the garden next door having the time of their lives, so you might hear the odd squeal of happiness. Okay, so when you've moved about the same in either direction, you can take the head up to center, still sitting tall. Some very simple shoulder shrugs now. So hands can come onto the knees, and we're just going to pick those shoulders up nice and high. Draw them back, as far back as they'll go. Draw those shoulder blades together. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears, elbows trying to touch the floor. Pull them forwards. Pull the shoulder blades apart. Pull them up all the way up to the ears. So you're really accentuating this movement, and I think slow is better sometimes. So we often kind of rush this, but let's just take our time today, just really giving the shoulders and neck as much movement and stretch and release as we can. Don't be afraid to move a little as well, like don't get rigid, move instinctively. Keep the breath flowing, long and smooth into the belly. And then when you've done a few of those, move back in the opposite direction. So if your shoulders were moving back, now you're going to move your shoulders forwards. There's a little bit of clicking going on there today, guys. And I know you're here for yin, so don't worry, we will be getting still and soft very, very soon. This is our last little bit of movement. Okay, sitting up nice and tall, and as promised, we're coming into that yin posture now. So we're going to come into caterpillar. Take your legs out in front of you, and you can use cushions or blocks here if you want to. So as we bend forwards, if this feels too strong, and it does feel very strong for me today actually, you're just going to get a cushion, a couple of cushions or blocks underneath the legs. You could have them flat, you could have blocks up on their side. The more you bend your legs in caterpillar, the more gentle it becomes. So if it's strong through the back of the body, which it may well be, then that's your option. So sitting up nice and tall here, lean forwards, keep your arms and shoulders soft, and then start to relax into your posture. So letting your head come down, the spine can round. If you want to, just let those arms drop down onto the floor. So almost like you're a rag doll, just getting kind of floppy and soft. Spine is rounding, and the whole of the body is really allowed to relax in this posture. So each time that you breathe out, just allow your body to find a little way to let go. Just breathing smoothly in and out through the nose, allowing the body to let go on the out breath. Now, if we are very tight up through the back of the neck, chances are that's traveling down into the shoulders, the middle back, and if you're getting too much stretch there, with Yin Yoga, we always want not too little and not too much. So you can always have a cushion or cushions in front of you, just resting your head into some support. You could rest your head into your hands as well as I'm doing, but just keep those shoulders soft. So if you don't want to come as far forwards and you want to back away from that edge, this is how you do it. Breathing out now, letting go, coming away from the movement and the activity. Now we're dropping into that Yin practice, allowing ourselves to become still, gradually softening. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Little by little, breath by breath, body begins to soften. Be very present with your body, feeling around, feeling into all of the different areas, sitting with them for a while, really getting to know how the muscles and tissues are feeling, if they're holding, gripping, tensing. Allow the jaw to soften, all the muscles around the face, tongue, throat. These areas are all connected. Shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, wrists, palms, fingers. The more you breathe out, the more you let go. Possibly taking support away as time goes on, if your body starts to open up. A few more breaths here. So it was a lovely stretch through the back of the neck, the shoulders, the middle back. Taking our time as we slowly begin to roll back up to seated, and we can take those blocks away. Just moving, pointing, flexing toes. Maybe would feel nice to rest back onto the hands, taking the knees one way, dropping the opposite shoulder down, maybe looking away so you give a stretch down this side of the neck. Really feeling into any way that you can move and stretch and release. Swapping between the two. Keep your breath smooth and keep softening in little ways, finding little ways to let go. That's what Yin Yoga is all about. Let's just take a few more of these before we rush on to the next thing. Let's just arrive again, be here. Feel the floor beneath you. Feel the movement, the sensation of release. Okay. Oh, they're so delicious. Let's do one more. Good. And back to center. Okay, so we are going to come into a Sphinx posture now. So laying onto your belly. And just taking elbows under shoulders, palms facing down. And relax through this section here of the body. So belly, lower back, middle back, all the muscles up and down the spine. So we almost drape the spine towards the floor. Shoulders soften away from the ears, so they don't need to over tense and overwork. And if you want to make this more gentle, take your elbows forward, let your chest lower, and give yourself a more gentle edge. You may even feel better laying flat, and you may still feel something in the lower back. So it's like a dull, achy feeling in the lower back here. Nothing too strong though, nothing sharp or aggressive. And the reason why I've chosen this one is because there's a couple of things we can do here just to release neck muscles. So the first option here, and you just feel into what feels right for you. So we should say the first option is just to stay neutral, if that's what feels good to you today. If you want to, drop your head forwards. Just totally let go of the weight of the head. When you relax the neck muscles, the more stretch you receive. And you might even enjoy just rocking your head. Just gently over to one side, stretching the opposite side of the neck. And just switching between the two. So instinctive movements, just reaching into your neck in any way that feels good. Stay soft in the shoulders, smooth in the breath. Do a little bit of movement, you might just want to stay there. And the second option, which you can move on to from here, is to take your blocks, cushions, books, whatever you're using, and just make a little ledge for your head to rest into. I'm going to go for that kind of height today. Take time to adjust that height until it's just right. As you rest your forehead into this little ledge here, I want you to really, as you relax through the body, through the shoulders, really allow yourself to give the weight of your head over to the block. In fact, bringing back our cushion that we were working with, we can give a little bit of support under the chest here as well. That feels nice. That does add to that. Actually, as you support the chest, you let the shoulders soften a little, and you just allow yourself to give the weight of your head over to the block. Let yourself get heavy. So we're really working to soften the neck muscles. Breathing out and letting go. Finding little ways to soften. And at the same time, we're reaching the lower back too. Remember, it's all connected. Wandering around. Just gently bring your attention away from that mind and the mind stories. Just let it go. You can always breathe out and let thoughts fall away from you. So it's a very relaxed letting go of the mind rather than any kind of battle. And then just let yourself, again in a very relaxed way, just start to rest your attention in the here and now, in the moment. Anywhere to let go if you haven't already. Soft jaw, tongue, throat. Breathing all the way down into the belly, letting the belly rise and fall. Perhaps from here, you feel like you just want to reach that lower back a little bit deeper than you have done, so there's an option here to press into your palms and come up to seal. You can have your arms out in front of you, or you can have them to the sides like I am. You can take your cushion down a little lower to support under the belly. Just soften the shoulders away from the ears though. Working shoulders and strengthening shoulders is not a bad thing in terms of releasing tension. So we do want the neck and the shoulders to be steady, stable, strong. It's good to get some blood flowing around those areas, but just don't over tense them so they can work, but just let them soften away from the ears. Don't let them hold on to any tension that doesn't need to be there. Breathing down into the belly, finding little ways to let go. At some point the lower back feels like it's had enough. You can stay there for a little bit longer, but you can come down. You don't have to stick with what you've chosen. Always listening to the body and adjusting our edge accordingly. And again, if the mind has wandered, just soften away from that mental activity and gently bring coax your attention back to the moment. Continue to allow the shoulders to soften up, so does the jaw and the throat, the lips and the cheeks. And lower down as well, along the bottom, the edges and the bottom of the shoulder blades, the middle back. Really spend some time with your body now. Got a few more breaths left, so you might be in that deeper position, you might be down in Sphinx. Lovely. So lowering down, pressing to the palms, back to a child's pose. Taking your cushion away if you've been using it. Head can come down to the floor. Maybe we pop a block underneath the head. Maybe the head wants to come all the way down to the floor. Shoulders, arms can relax out in front of you or behind. So wherever you feel the most relaxation and softening happening in the shoulders. Breathing out and letting go. Allow your body, allow yourself to let go. And allow that to happen as you breathe out. And there's no effort that goes into this. Letting go is effortless. You just allow it to happen. You allow it to unfold. Nowhere else to be right now. So just be here and breathe. Breath and stillness arise. You feel a calming and a settling during Yin. I think we need to rush to. Just be here in this moment, breathing, softening, allowing our practice to unfold. So last few breaths, letting those shoulders soften even more. Letting the body be heavy. Pressing into the palms, rolling yourself back up into an upright and seated position. And I have definitely saved the best two postures to last. So we're going to come into thread the needle, which will stretch around the shoulder blades. And then we're going to end with what's called a bow tie, which is just so lovely for the shoulders. That's definitely my favourite one. So coming onto all fours, we're going to thread the arm underneath. So you're going to take your right hand down, so your palm is facing up, and just thread that arm through, all the way through. And you might find that your head can quite comfortably come down to the floor. And you may be quite happy there, but you can actually have a block, maybe a cushion if you've got a cushion. You can have a block there for support too, so if that's feeling too strong, then this is your option. Okay guys, so have the knees just directly underneath those hips. Take the arm out into a comfortable position, the opposite arm. Just stretching around the shoulder blades, the upper arms. Sometimes it is nice just to press into palm and look up for a few seconds, just a little bit of a twist before you relax back down. We're taking this as a Yin posture, so we're going to breathe here for a minute or so. Close the eyes, find little ways to let go if the body's tensing. You have to hold on a little bit here, but you can soften away from unnecessary tension. Just holding for a minute on each side here, so a few more breaths. Taking the arms back out and just flush that through with a few cat-cows, moving up and down. If you found that really difficult, I'm always one for finding nice little alternatives. So if you didn't like that posture, as we go on to the other side, maybe just find a seated position and just take the arm across the body as an alternative. So on all fours again, so we're going to take the left hand through. So if you're using the alternative, the left arm goes across you. And we're going to take the left palm to face up, threading that hand through, going in the opposite direction now. So again, we want the knees a little bit wide, knees under hips, hands supporting the body wherever it's comfortable. that right hand. Maybe a block underneath the head or a cushion. Maybe you look up for a moment, press the fingertips into the floor, look up into a twist. Before you relax down for a minute or so here. Change the angle of your arm if you want to, so you find something that's just right. Keep softening through the shoulders, especially the opposite shoulder that's not receiving the stretch. That can soften up as much as possible. Just being here again. This is just as much an internal practice as it is a physical practice. Resting in the moment. A lack of internal activity and mental effort. Just letting yourself simply be here without reaching, without striving, without effort and movement, just a presence, just being. Breath is still very smooth, and the out breath is softening tension away, allowing the body to let go. We're just going to take a few more breaths here. We're going to press into the palms, and we're going to take a good few cat-cows now. So knees hip distance apart, so knees directly under hips, wrists directly underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide as we lift the head, draw the shoulders back. And we drop the head, hunching the shoulders up this time. As you move between the two, breathing in as you lift your head. Really draw your shoulders away from your ears and draw your shoulder blades together. And then when you go in the opposite direction, really push the floor away from you so you allow your shoulders to hunch up and your shoulder blades to part. And we're going to move between these two for a little while now. Breathing in, lift the head, shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades together. Breathing out, press the floor away, part the shoulder blades. Breathe smooth, long breaths, and allow your body to follow the rhythm of your breath. A few more. Be here. Breathe into the moment, the floor beneath you, the breath coming and going, the sensations through the shoulders and the spine. One more for luck, and we will come back to a neutral position. Ready for bow tie, which is my favourite one for shoulders. So you're going to need a block here, most people will. You might even need two, or a block and a cushion combined. And we're going to just lay down, and we're going to just cross the arms, so you can just rest into your forearms here for a moment. And you're going to start to take the arms out in opposite directions, crossing the arms across the body. And this is where that block can come in, and we can just rest the head, maybe forwards, maybe to the side, wherever suits you best. But reaching those fingertips as far through as they'll go. I'm going to sit out for a moment just so you can hear me in the mic. But reaching the fingertips as far away as you can. and really just making sure that you're not going too far. So you can always back away, pull the elbows back in, give support, more support under the head. So find your way into your own version of this, softening as you spend your time there. If you do get any tingling, anything too strong, you can always back away a little bit, pull those elbows back in, take a more gentle version. Breathing into the belly, belly is gently pressing against the floor. Just a few more breaths here. And just backing away, pulling those elbows back in. I'm going to stretch over to the other side. So whatever arm was at the top here, we're going to bring that down, bring the other arm on top, and we're going to go in the opposite direction now. So again, I mean, this side could feel very different to the other side, so just be aware to find your own perfect edge, using the adjustments, supporting the head, pulling the elbows back in, or reaching the fingertips away, depending on how deep you want to get into this. Nowhere else you need to be but here. So if the mind has wandered, just gently bring your attention back into this moment, resting your attention here with the feeling of your body, the feeling of your breath. Is there anywhere in your body ready to let go now that hasn't already? Last few breaths here. So moving those elbows back into center, taking the block away, listening back onto either the knees, be kneeling. Oof. Got a nice little patch going on there. And yeah, either kneeling or just sitting for a moment. Just give those shoulders a moment to relax. You might want to move them a little bit instinctively. We're going to end just with a few moments laying back, just as we begun. So you might want to have a cushion to support head, neck, shoulders. Sometimes it's nice just to bring the bottom of the cushion up into the arch of the neck. And you might want to lay with legs flat, or you might want the knees bent and maybe the knees resting in together. And just taking a few minutes here, relaxing a little bit deeper. Closing Shavasana, eyes are closed. Breathing out through the nose. And let's keep it simple today. Simply, each time that you breathe out, allow your body to let go a little bit more into the support of the floor beneath you. Feel each breath come and go. Feel the body getting heavier as it gives its weight over to the floor. I'm going to leave you for a few minutes, just to be here and breathe. Wander off, just come back. Just be here and breathe. Letting go into the support of the floor. Stillness to arise. Nice few breaths, breathing in gently into the belly, letting the belly rise as you breathe in. Fingers, moving toes. You might want to stretch out. You might want to drop your head from side to side and take a little stretch into each side of the neck. Rolling over onto your right side. Take a few moments, don't rush. onto your palm, up to seated. Sit up tall for a moment. Take your ear down to the opposite shoulder, or this, not the opposite shoulder. That'd be impressive. Take your ear down to the same shoulder, so left ear to left shoulder. Just take a few breaths here. Your shoulders relax away from your ears. Take your head back to center. Take your head in the opposite direction. So, bringing the palms together in front of the chest, drop the head to the fingertips. As always, the light in me honours the light in you. Namaste. Okay guys, so if any of those postures are really working for you and you want to go back over anything, you can, and you can use those just in everyday life to release tension from the shoulders. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see weekly videos from me, hit the subscribe button and the little bell. And just let me know in the comments which posture you found the most helpful there. And if you'd like more videos around this kind of subject, let me know so I know what to do.